Welcome to this Zentangle Quickie. My name is Heather Hartwick Gladden. I'm a Certified Zentangle Teacher, and today we're going to take a look at the Tangle Zenplosion folds. This is the S-curve one from CZT Danni O'Brien. Now, so I will let you know, there is more. Since you put the S-curve, there is Zenplosion folds, ribbon curves. I think that's the other. I want to say that's the only other variation that she has. I mean, she does show it on, and I'll put this link in for more inspiration. Showing it sideways, this and that. But I just wanted to focus on this one right now, and then we'll do the other one later sometime. So this is really cool. I had found this one early in my tangling experience, and this is one of there's several that just stand out to me as like, I didn't think I would be able to do something like that, and oh my gosh, isn't it cool that I could do something like that. So it's just fantastic. And so you too, you too meaning if you feel like you are a non-artist like myself, you too can do this successfully. All right, I'm going to start on the angle because I have an idea. And so it starts off with kind of a fancy S is what I'm going to call it. So I'm going to start here. So it's kind of, or maybe a spirally S. Maybe that's a better way to say it. So I'm going to start here. I'm coming around. I'm kind of making mine a little bit flat. Coming down, making the S. And then this one I'm going to curve it and then end with it up here. Now, once you've tried this, then feel free, of course, to play with it. That's, one of the fun things about Zentangle is that's what we get to do. You learn the rules, you learn the step out, and then you apply your own style. You mess around with it. Sometimes, I think new tangles come out of it. At the very minimum, new variations or tangulations, as we call them, will come out. All right. Now, this is where... At first I had to look at the step out, but I think, there's probably a place where we can understand where to put these, the next steps. All right, so first off, I'm going to start at the ends. So right here where this ends, I'm going to draw a straight line down. Now, if it's a little curved in or whatever, that's fine. And I'm going to do the same thing down here. A lot of Zentangle is in the pattern and having steps that you can easily follow versus how to recreate X. So this is where I'm thinking, if we, and this is how it is on the step out. So it's like, okay, starting with the ends, great. Draw that line, going to the next line, stopping there. Then we will move to, we'll just come to the left a little bit, and this curve right here, we're going to draw a straight-ish line from that curve down to that next line. Now you could use, and I think it's really helpful to use the takeoff and land concept, and which is basically I'm going to trace over a little bit of of the little bit of straight line that's here versus just coming from the end and going to the end. There's just something about that. Okay, so we went from the end to the first curve coming out, right? And then here, let's see. I'm making sure I'm following. Yeah, here, kind of same idea. The first curve to the left. So, again, same idea. All right? Then, we're going to move to... Oh, actually, let's see if you follow it around. Starting here, first curve, second curve. So this one, coming down. I'm putting a little bit of an angle. It's probably helpful to do that. Again, you can play with it and see what works. Okay, let's see if I'm looking at the step outs because I literally just thought of this as I was doing the video. So I love it when that happens. So where we ended here, first curve, and let's see, and make sure I have that right, and I do. Okay, so the here and coming down. Okay? Then next one, so where we started, first curve, second curve, third curve. This one, of course, is a longer one, and we're going to come down to here. And I think it does help to angle them a little bit. Again, play with it. Okay, and this will hold true. 1, 2, this one is covered. Well, this one we're not going to, oh yes we are. Wait a minute. Oh yeah. And then this one. And now, we're going to take this one, and I'm just going to take it to a point. Right here. Okay? And then we have this one curve here that's kind of just left off hanging because we have an odd number. And so we're just going to do the same thing there. So the rule works for a certain period, and then it's like, oh, okay, and then add one. And that's it. Okay? So let's do it again. Because I thought, oh, it'll be fun. I'll put these in the 4 corners. So I'll at least do 2 here. All right. So again, fancy S, starting here, you know, kind of a spirally S, coming down, and then ending with that on top. So this kind of has more one more turn than this one. Again, you know, you can play with that. All right, so at the tip, first curve, second curve. You like my sound effects? Second curve, and coming around, third curve, and then this one. Whoop, we're going in the center, and then the oddball one right there. How cool is that? All right. Because this is going to be short, we're going to do this. We're going to try it again. Oh yeah, let's not. Well, let's just see what happens when you goof up. Yes, I did. Okay. Well, let's see. Would I do it? Nope, I'm going to just do it the same way. First curve. Second. Is that going to end up being weird? Let's see. Looking. Maybe I'm gonna leave that one. Third. Okay. Oh, I didn't do it down here. First, second, third. Whoops. And see, this is why blending it in helps, because then you don't have that little gap. Okay. Now I know for sure. So this is a good test. I know for sure we're going to do this. And we can see spiral. This should probably come down to here. Let's see what happens if I do that. It does need to have, let's see. Yeah, see, that did it. Okay, so so isn't that funny? So you might, since I didn't really talk through that one, and I don't know if I can, you know, sometimes when you do something, this is what's so lovely about Zentangle. There's no such thing as a mistake in Zentangle. So well, let's do it again, because sometimes when I'm talking, I'm going to try to not do that again, but just in case. And then we'll go back and revisit that really quick, all right? So trying to do it again without doing it as the instructions say. That's what we'll call it. As the instructions say. Okay, I was a good girl there. All right, so first, or the end, right? And the end. And then the first curve, second curve, third curve, and then the oddball out. All right, so let's recap what I did here. So, and this is, I'm laughing because this is why this is good. This is why I do this in one take. If for a millisecond, my brain went, you can just do it again. It's okay. And then in the second millisecond, I said, no, this is good because this is why we're here. So when something happens and goes awry, it's like I'm still following the pattern. And I think it's just, you know, the curve is up here. So I did first curve, second curve, putting those down because we want it to look like folds. It's like a scrolled up piece of paper. And then it was still true. Second. This is where, because it was so thin here, I'm like, that doesn't look right. But this looks like that scroll. So we just follow, it's going on the curves. So we're starting, curve. All of these have lines going down to the next line, including the last ones where it's going, you know, to whatever point that you want to have it go to. How fun is that? And then you can have fun, you know, adding extra things. You could do more. You can, you know, I said just have a ball. Now, a couple ways to shade this. One, ooh, and I think maybe I'll do these alternate, but I'll just show this real quick. One is if you wanted to use your pen, you know, you can add the little hash marks like so, just to kind of emphasize the curve. You know, what's funny is these are, I think they're quite effective. And then you can also control the size. So if I'm doing shading, I have to be really careful so that way I don't end up with too much graphite. But if you're just doing this, you know, you can just add a little bit here and there, and it's quite effective. Now, if you want to do just shading, let's see, I think I was going to alternate these. So just shading, like in some respects, you can kind of make it up. I'm going to do this one here. And so, let's see, first off, let's do, I mean, because we're going to have the back here, so I'm just going to add a little bit of graphite just here to that top. And then, kind of like what I did here, but maybe not on both sides. So a little here. I'm going to come back and maybe add a little bit there. For sure here, because that's the inside. And if I do it there, then it's going to blend in. So I think I'm going to leave that for now. And then add a little bit of graphite there. All right, let's see what that looks like. See, and here's what I was thinking. Adding a little bit on the opposite side so it maybe adds to that. On this, I did do good enough that and I have enough left. Yes, because you want to have, so if you've been watching my videos, you're probably going to say it with me. Oh, we almost forgot over here. Hold on, before I say what you think, I think you think I'm going to say. Yeah, and I'm almost thinking this might have been more effective over here, but you know what? It still works. You want to have some original tile color left, so that way it gives it that roundness. And that's what I was saying about like here, where, you know, you can kind of control that a little bit by just having these small hash marks. And this, to me, has like an old worldy, kind of like, you know, like woodcut graphics feel, and I just think that there's something special about that. But, you know, this is one of those up to you, of course, and lots of fun can happen. And you could do this and add shading if you wanted to. You know, either way. So lots of fun things that you can do with this. I hope you enjoyed. Thanks for playing along and having fun. I'm still floored at this one. It is so funny. So as I continue to shade here, we'll talk about, let's see, and I think I'm going to add some right here. We'll alternate. We'll try this alternating. If you enjoyed this video, would love to have a thumbs up. And also, if you have not subscribed, would love to have you as a subscriber to the channel. If you do that, make sure you hit the notification bell next to it, so that way you can tell YouTube exactly how you want to be notified, if you want to be notified at all. And also in the description section, I mentioned there'll be my step out, as well as the For More Inspiration link to Danni's blog, where her instructions are. And then she has like samples, and it's always just nice to see from the originator of the Tangle. And also in that description section are ways to connect with me if you wish. I do a combination of free and paid classes. So on Thursdays, on Thursdays, depending on where you're at, because we have folks from around the world that join us, and it is so super cool. And so when I say it's on Thursdays, for some people that's actually Friday, which is really funny. And but anyway, would love to have you join us. Information is there on the website, and I think that's it. So, would love to have any of your comments. Again, I hope you enjoyed this and that you have as much fun with this tangle as I have had sharing it with you. And with that, I'm going to wish you happy tangling. Thanks so much.